It's the middle of the night. You're laying in bed, sweating. You can't sleep. You're frightened to turn around in bed to see what's lurking in the darkness behind you. You know there's nothing behind you. Things like that just don't exist. But you're scared, so you decide to turn around. You can do it. Just go quickly. Nothing will be there. So you quickly spin around in bed and stare into the darkness. Nothing's there. You lay down. You had just scared the crap out of yourself. You did, not the darkness. You need to go to the bathroom. So you get up and sit on the edge of your bed. You look around, still nothing there. You stare at the light shining through the crack in your doorway and you make a run for it. You run out the door and turn the corner to your bathroom and lock it. After a couple of minutes, you finish, but you don't want to go back out there. After a couple of more minutes, you get up, wash your hands, and decide you're going to get back out there. You're just not going to think about it. So you open the door. No, wait, that didn't work. You try it again, it's stuck. This time you ram yourself into the door, thinking and hoping that it's just a little jammed. This time, it's fully open, and to your satisfaction, there's nothing there. So you start to make your way back to your room. You're now outside your room. On your way back to your room, you do a check. You know, the one you do every time you go back to your room in the middle of the night. You step in, look around the darkness, check behind the door, look away, but wait, you could swear you saw something behind the door. You can hear breathing behind the door. You turn around and look at the door, and then you wake up. You sit up, sweating like crazy, scared to death. You look over behind the door and see someone standing there. You must be imagining it. You close your eyes and rub them. You open them up again. It's an old woman, now floating right in front of your face, 1 inch away. Her face is dirty and old, rotting away. Her hair the same. Her eyes are bloodshot and menacing. She's wearing a dirty white and grey polka dot nightgown. The worst part, her dirty, bloody teeth opening, showing her mouth, which is letting out a terrible, menacing sound. It sounds like a constant gasping for breath, and she's leaning in, now reaching for you, and she grabs you. She grabs you and plunges her heart deep into your chest and pulls it back out with your heart in her hand. She devours it in front of you. You can feel yourself slipping away, but not quick enough. She plunges in again and again and again, pulling something else out each time she does that. She does it till you have nothing left in you. Then she grabs your head and plunges in for your eyeballs. But then you wake up and you look over to see a woman standing behind the door. So it was another night, a normal night. I spent a few hours on my computer, playing on my Xbox, made food, the usual. But it wasn't until later that night that I experienced the most phenomenal thing, the most disturbing thing in my life. I was getting ready for bed. I slipped into my pajamas and tucked myself in. I lay there, resting. Thousands of things floated through my mind. All my thoughts from the days before came back. All the weird sounds that I've been hearing in my head, the static. I was thrown out of the bank the other day for setting the metal detector buzzer off, even though I had no metal on me, or so I thought. I finally began falling asleep, my eyes shut tight and my brain on standby, until a bright white light lit up my room. So I slowly opened my eyes, trying to focus on the light reflecting through my window. I had no energy to get up and check. I heard creaks. The next thing I knew, I was naked, tightly strapped to a very uncomfortable metal bed of some sort. I couldn't move. Two shadows lay before me. My eyes couldn't focus on the bright light that shone down upon my face. I couldn't speak. My voice was gone. I tried screaming, shouting, but nothing came out. I felt a small needle pierce through the skin of my arm. Something was injected into me. I tried to escape, but whatever it was restraining me really hard. It held me down with all its might. The light turned down and I could finally open my eyes. In front of me was the ugliest creature I've ever seen. It was green, slimy with massive black eyes beating down to mine. It had a large head. There were 3 of them. Behind them was a window. I could see clouds. I saw 4 fingers come towards my face. They were placed on my eyes. They were gently shut. I woke up again, only this time I was back in my room. Was it all a dream? Was I really abducted by aliens? No, of course not. Aliens aren't real. I hopped out of my bed, still woozy from the dream. I fell flat on my face with agony. I couldn't walk. I looked at my foot, it was all bruised. Along the soles of my foot were purple and blue. Serious bruising damage. Had I hit off the wall during my sleep? Maybe? Until I noticed the red mark in my arm, the same place where the needles were inserted in my dream. It hit me like a ton of bricks. It wasn't a dream. It happened. I was abducted. For Jenny, her life was all about videos, photos and text. In short, her mobile phone. She would be constantly on it. Either she would be chatting, going through her timeline, or watching a video on YouTube. Something would always be playing on her phone, and she would be busy with it. Even at parties, even when her mother would be shouting at her, even when she would be in her bed, her mobile phone would always be buzzing. She missed on life so much she had no clue about, but she didn't care about the world. It was the world she had created for herself that she was more interested in.
At the gym.
It was the usual day at the gym for her. She preferred to hit it in the evening. Since it had become more of a habit, she would always check her phone between her reps and sets. The time when you're supposed to relax, she would choose to invest herself in her favorite pastime, her phone. She had failed to notice that she was all alone in the yoga section. It was quite late since everyone had already left. There were huge mirrors at one end, with one common entry point in the room. A set or two were still left in her clock. When she stopped to check a YouTube video that was sent to her via Messenger, it read, "You." Intrigued, she opened the video. There was a girl in the video standing still in the center of a room with a mobile phone in her hand. At this point, you're right, the realization. Jenny didn't get it first, but then it struck her. It was her, and the room was the one she was in. It was live. The video was live. What? She was looking at her mobile phone just as she was looking at it then. She turned around to check the gym room, becoming conscious all of a sudden. The light in the room flickered. The mirror reflected her. She once again went back to the video and confirmed that it was indeed her by raising her left hand and tossing it up in the air, moving it around randomly. And the video reflected exactly what she did in perfect unison. Jenny turned around to look at the direction of the camera. She walked towards the corners and realized that there was nothing but a mirror there. There couldn't have been a camera there in the first place. She had been going to the gym for years. She reassured the video runtime, and it was 2 minutes, so she kept watching, hoping to see if somebody had tried to pull a prank on her.
The company.
A little girl dressed in white showed up in the video at the door of the room. Jenny at once turned around to check the door. There was nobody there. She checked the video once again, and the girl was already in the room. She once again checked the empty space ahead of her. There was nobody there, but the video showed that there was indeed someone. What used to be a regular gym experience was quickly turned into something scary for Jenny. This time, when Jenny checked the video, the little girl was standing freaking close to her. Jenny stepped back scared and fell. The mobile phone bounced from her hand and fell on the ground. She checked the void again. Nothing there. Then she peeked into the video once again. The video showed her glancing into the mobile phone with the little girl right behind her. With that, Jenny picked up the phone and ran towards the door. Something stopped her from escaping. She went up with the head, the mobile phone dropped, and the video showed the rest of her fate. Twisted beyond recognition, she fell to the ground with blood spurting out from all joints in her body. The video went dark. It read, "Play again."